Tesla shut up today. Did I miss it? Tesla went down today. Should I sell it all? Too late. I'll never get this opportunity again. If you've ever had any of these thoughts before, then you have experienced FOMO. And today, I'll tell you why controlling your FOMO is crucial to your portfolio and how it would destroy your investments if you don't. And I'm gonna lay it out for you right now. Welcome back, everyone. In this video, we will cover what is FOMO and where am I seeing it, 3 troubling signs I see happening, and the best way to stop FOMO. And if you want to help the community of new cool kids, crooked heads and all, take over the big YouTubers out there, make sure you subscribe, go ahead and hit that little notifications bell, and while you're down there, go ahead and give the video a like as well. So I'm starting to see FOMO kick up again with Tesla stock. I know we've discussed it before, but we need to have the talk again as I'm seeing some new things out there that need to come to light. What is FOMO and where am I seeing it? So what is FOMO? FOMO is essentially an acronym that stands for fear of missing out. You know, that feeling you get when Tesla jumps up 15% in a week, or when Tesla is going up seemingly $100 a week and it seems like it's going to hit $1,500 by the end of the summer, so you must buy it now. You know, that feeling. And don't feel like you're the only one. We've all had it, especially if you trade in Tesla stock. It's the most FOMO-inducing stock I've ever witnessed. It is starting to rear its ugly head up again as Tesla jumps up and is approaching all-time highs once again. Any move up or down seems to invoke this emotion. All right, I need all you to be honest right now. How many of you have had that FOMO feeling when the price has rocketed up $100 in a day? You know, that feeling? Or how many of you have had the exact opposite feeling? So let's say you recently bought some shares at $724 like I did last week. I post those on Patreon, by the way. But let's say after I bought those shares for $724, it dipped down to $680. And now you have that feeling you need to sell before the bottom completely falls out and you lose all your money. Both of those are real examples of FOMO, and it's dangerous and it will destroy your portfolio. There's a fevered pitch out there in regards to Tesla stock, and this is point in case of why FOMO is so rampant. So it's growing, and I want to help you before it's too late, especially since we have Battery Day coming up. You know, should be a big positive for Tesla. And we have some bad news coming out of China and Elon kind of losing his mind a little bit with the whole shutdown thing. That could potentially be a big negative. So I only see FOMO getting worse, not better. So let's tackle it head on. What are the 3 troubling signs I see that will kill your investment due to FOMO? I'm seeing 3 troubling signs out there that people are trading based on FOMO. And quite frankly, it's just scary given the environment we're in. The first, people are trading without a plan or a strategy. Let me ask you, do you have a plan? And no, a plan is not buy as much Tesla as possible when it dips. Good luck avoiding FOMO on that plan. I mean a real thought out plan with numbers and actual analysis put into it. What are your investing goals this week, this month, this year? How do those fit in with your 5-year goal and your 5-year plan? How do your Tesla buys work in with your overall strategy, goals, and plans with your other stock trading and other investments? What is your exit strategy? Where will you put your money when you do exit? Are you a day trader, a swing trader, a long-term buy and hold, or some combination of the 3? And if you don't know the answers to the basic questions I just laid out, then you are trading without a plan and you are virtually guaranteeing yourself a healthy dose of FOMO. And remember, your plans don't have to be completely rigid and without change. Let me give you an example. When Tesla skyrocketed to $900+, I adjusted my plan because of the anomaly I saw with the stock. And because that was an anomaly, I wanted to take advantage of it and take some money off the table. Now, I had no idea that the illness was coming and I would catch a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Or at least a once-in-a-decade opportunity after taking some profits. You may call it luck, but I don't believe in luck. You guys know that, and I've said it before on here, but using the term luck is a crutch used by those who are too lazy to put in the work to prepare or don't have the guts to take the jump when necessary, probably because they didn't prepare. Now that the market has changed significantly because of a once-in-a-100-year event, I created and implemented a new strategy to buy and sell Tesla exclusively because how the stock is trading. It gets frothy real quick, and then it falls real quick, and then it gets frothy again real quick. And I don't normally play the game like that. I'm a long-term buy and hold investor. I don't trade Apple like that. I buy them and I hold them for, I guess, forever. I've held them for a long time. And guess what? I've actually changed that modified plan for Tesla to modify it again to maximize some other opportunities I see on the horizon. I should have a video out on that coming at the end of this week or at the beginning of next week, so be on the lookout for that. No guarantees, but I guarantee you I have a plan. And if your plan is just to buy as much Tesla as you can and get rich, at least put together a plan with some numbers, what your goals are, you know, all that good stuff. Bottom line, if you are having trouble with FOMO specifically, it might be because you don't have a plan. So let's do a quick exercise and kickstart your plan or strategy. If you're enjoying the content of this video or any of my videos, but FOMO is keeping you from subscribing or liking the video, go ahead and do it now. Take action. See, that was easy, and it's your first step in defeating FOMO and the first step in creating your plan or strategy. I'm here to help. Here for you guys. The second troubling sign I see, it's amateur hour out there in stock investing. I like to use this analogy all the time as it applies across all spectrums of investments, from real estate to stock trading and everything in between. That kind of looked kind of cool, didn't it? So amateur hour is actually something I started saying to my friends as to why I don't go out drinking on New Year's Eve. I prefer going out during normal times when people know how to act and have a good time without all the craziness or the ridiculousness. I just like to keep it low-key and have a good time. It's guaranteed that New Year's Eve is not the time that's going to happen because it's amateur hour. So how the heck does this apply to investing? I'll give you two different examples to illustrate the point. The first is real estate. Just like stocks, I've been buying real estate for almost 2 decades. And one thing remains consistent through the ups and downs during that time. When things are going good, actually too good, and the numbers aren't making sense anymore, but yet everyone is becoming a real estate investor, I know amateur hour is approaching, and my guard goes up and I start to get rid of my dog properties to raise cash to buy better properties when everything corrects itself. And trust me, no one listens to my advice when I say something that contradicts their brilliant idea. And everyone has advice for me on how this time it's different. Guess what? It's not. And it usually comes from the same people who told me I was crazy buying real estate on either coast in 2009, 2010, 2011. And now I'm crazy for not buying a ton of properties now. Look, real estate is easy. The math is the math with real estate. And when I bid on a property at the highest point I know I can make money on, and someone else bids significantly higher to a number I know they cannot make money on, then I know it's an amateur bidding and I don't feel bad about losing out on that bid. And the second example I'll give is stocks. I was actually told the other day, I'm not kidding, that because I only think Tesla is a $1,500 stock in 2 to 3 years, which has been my position for some time now, that I am a bear for Tesla. Really? So now, according to all the new experts out there, thinking a stock will double in 2 to 3 years is a bearish prediction? That's crazy. Now, you may think Tesla is a $2,500 stock in 2 to 3 years or even a $7,000 stock in 2 to 3 years. But unless you're a complete amateur, there is no way you can see both as anything but bullish. By any definition of the term, or even a loose definition of the term, both of those are bullish positions. I agree, one is more bullish than the other, but they're both bullish. Now please don't get my words twisted that I'm knocking newbies. We were all newbies once. And the best time to get started is today. Be a newbie today. It's the best time. Whether it's losing weight, getting wealthy, whatever. Now is the best time to start. But be aware, just because you've been trading for 2 months in this ridiculous market does not make you an expert. Just because you've been watching YouTube videos since the lockdown doesn't make you an expert. I've been doing this for a long time and I still don't consider myself an expert. Learn, take calculated risk, and be willing to listen to all sides. Dig deeper into the subject, create a plan, and then move forward. But please take note of this. When you are getting advice from somebody at the office, a family member, or whoever with a hot stock tip, just understand it's amateur hour out there right now, so invest cautiously. And the third troubling sign, that's not 2, that's 2, this is 3. The third troubling sign I'm seeing is FOMO, or emotional driven analysis and adjustment people strategy. What part of your analysis or strategy says a big move up or down in a day means you missed it and your strategy is just blown up and just needs to change? That screams FOMO. Barring a one-time event like Elon going to jail because he attacked a city official in California and it was caught on camera, he may actually get arrested, but that's different than attacking somebody. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. Something horrific happens with Elon or something else. You didn't miss anything other than day traders moving the stock up and down as they move in and out of their positions. I don't day trade, so I don't care. Here, let me give you an example of an actual conversation I had with somebody trying to help them out with their strategy and their plan. So let's say you were willing to buy at $700, $800, wherever, because you thought the price was going to $1,500 in the future. But with this person specifically, if the price dips below their buy point, now all of a sudden their analysis is telling them to sell now, take a loss because of FOMO the other way. So they decided to take a loss. But wait, they have a new strategy. Hold on. And that is to ride the new wave down and guess the bottom. Something the greatest investor ever can't even do. And we all know how this goes. Since you can't guess the bottom, you will be wrong wherever you buy because the price may dip further. And because you didn't strategically sell, but instead you sold on FOMO, you will once again FOMO sell chasing the bottom. And you will repeat the cycle to sell at another loss. So you can wait for a new bottom that you cannot guess to buy again. And this continues until you quit or you run out of money. FOMO just destroyed your investment and probably your personal well-being as well. That can't be easy. But how do you prevent FOMO? The best way to stop FOMO. Look guys, the hard truth is no one knows if a stock will move up or down. No one. I know, there's lots of internet smart millionaires out there in the comments and such, but reality, no one knows. It's why I say it all the time. What is your 3 to 5 year projection for the stock price? Where do you think it's going? If you think it's going to $1,500 in 3 years, who cares if you bought it at $380 or $700 or $800 or $1,000? And this principle applies to any investment you ever take on, assuming you don't buy a crappy investment in the first place. So I think we are all assuming that Tesla is a good investment long term. The only way you don't make money on Tesla long term is if you let FOMO prevent you from buying in the first place, or FOMO makes you sell it too early. That's it. It's really that simple in the end. The easiest way to deal with FOMO is to have a plan and execute. Don't trade on emotion or FOMO. Have your plan and execute. Plan, execute. Yeah. I'm kind of voguing, aren't I? Some of you aren't old enough to remember that video. I should probably stop. So the next thing you need to do is click this video right here to learn how the government may be screwing with your Tesla investment. Thanks.